people know me in the marketing sector when I first returned from the Netherlands. In the marketing sector, of course, you learn how to, go through your products and services and how do you best portray those to the public, the features and benefits, so that they know exactly what best suits them. If you take our tourism product, for example, you see where the state of affairs right now would make it very, very difficult for any marketing individual to promote our country. And why do I say this? You Google St. Martin these days, and what do you have? Challenges with our political situation, our infrastructure, the crime, the bickering within the country amongst ourselves as a people, or the false media posts that are being placed out there. All of that reflects on the image of the country, and it is very, very worrisome in my opinion.
Well, a lot of people say, but man, that's not only St. Martin, Antigua, St. Kitts, all the different islands seems to have kind of a similar problem.
Well, you can say that we have a similar problem because media has changed the way that we communicate. However, if you do not set out a goal of how you want to conduct your business, then this is going to make your problem even worse. While it's a Caribbean-wide or worldwide issue, if you take, for example, St. Kitts and Nevis, they set out quite some years ago, they wanted to improve their agricultural industry. They wanted to improve their tourism sector by expanding their pier. They set out that goal. If you look at Barbados at this moment, Barbados has a new government, total landslide, a change because the previous government was not handling the state of affairs well, with specific attention to the financial situation. So my point, Oral, is that you have got to decide, we have got to decide as a people, where are we going to go? What do we want to achieve in the next 10 years, right? So no matter what negativities come your way, you're focused on something. What are we going to do about public transportation? What are we going to do about the overall infrastructure, our road network? Where do we see ourselves in the next 10 years with that? Where do we see ourselves with education? Through education, we can teach our kids, our community at large, about how do we dispose our garbage, what direction we're going to go with that, what direction are we going to go in terms of the civic information, what is the expected norm for our country. If you go back to the days of Dr. Claude Wattie and Vance James Jr., and a young William Marlin, like I stated sometime here on the radio waves, at that time, our community was much smaller. You're talking about the 80s and 90s. We knew each other. We were much smaller. We were able to communicate rather quickly. We know whose businesses are on Front Street and Back Street. We have now grown into a much larger community, 60,000 plus. We have all kinds of investors that come in here to see us, to invest in our country. But we have failed in the past 9 years as a country, under country status, to set the ground rules, to inform through the various media, whether it's on our Oral Gibbs program or whether it's on PJD2 or Laser 101. We have not, as a nation, defined through government. The government is elected there to lead the people and say this is the expected norm on St. Martin.
Yeah, but they can't lead because you have governments changing all the time. It's like constantly.
Correct.
And it's the same people going back in also.
Well, the same people are going in each and every time because we, again, are not looking deeper within ourselves as to what is the purpose of electing someone. What is their obligation? What do you expect from them? The purpose of an MP is to go in there and do his research, do his legislation, protect the interests of the people and be the voice of the community. That is the main role. It is not a self-enrichment program. It is not a family-based entrepreneurship where you're going to build yourself to help your immediate family, but rather the community at large.